एक रहस्य की बात सखी सुनो। 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 Shri Krishna himself is telling the form, the true form of devotion and surrender to a gopi. Devotion meaning bhakti, sharanagati, आराधना, उपासना, तत्सुखे सुखित्वम, puja. These are all synonymous with bhakti. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is described, कृष्णेर अनंत शक्ति ताते तीन प्रधान, चित्त शक्ति, माया शक्ति, जीव शक्ति नाम, अंतरंगा बहिरंगा तटस्था कही जारे। अंतरंगा स्वरूप शक्ति सबार ऊपरे. That out of the uncountable powers of God, three are prominent. Chit Shakti, God's personal blissful power. Maya Shakti, the material power. And Jiva Shakti, the souls. And these are respectively called Antaranga, means the personal power, Bahiranga, the external power, and Tatastha, neutral power. As described in the Vishnu Puran, Vishnu Bhakti Para Prokta Kshetragya Kya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sangyanya Tritiye Shaktirishyate Khladini Sandhini Samvitvayeka Sarvasanshraye Khladita Pakari Mishra Tvai no Gunavarjite. Vishnu Puran. The Chaitanya Charitamrita further describes Sat Chitta Anand Hoye Krishner Swarup Atev Swarupa Shakti Hoye Teen Roop Anandanshe Haladini Sadanshe Sandhini Chidanse Samvit Jare Gyan Karimani. That out of the three main powers of God, Chitta Shakti is prominent. And Chitta Shakti, also known as Swarupa Shakti, has three aspects. Sat, Chitta, Ananda. And that is why God is known as Satchidananda. So the Ananda aspect of Swarupa Shakti becomes Haladini Shakti, the personal power of God, the divine love power. The Chitta Shakti of Swarupa Shakti becomes Samvit, the power of knowledge, Gyan Shakti. And the Sat aspect of Swarupa Shakti becomes Sandhini, the power of almightiness. So Haladini Shakti is God's most potent and intimate power. With this power, God creates innumerable Brahmans and keeps a record of the actions of the uncountable souls in this universe. In a given family of a few people, they remain disturbed with one another for whatever the reason may be. Even between a husband and wife, there are frequent disputes and conflicts and misunderstanding. But God, even though He keeps the record of the actions of the uncountable souls and the uncountable Brahmans of each and every soul, He remains blissful by virtue of this Haladini Shakti. And the essence of this Haladini Shakti, as described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Haladini Sar Anshitar Prema Nama. The essence of Haladini Shakti is bhakti, or divine love, which is God's most intimate power, the power of divine love. So bhakti is sadhan, and it is also known as sadhya. Sadhan means the means or the path. And sadhya, it is our ultimate goal, our ultimate aim. So bhakti is of two kinds, sadhana bhakti and siddha bhakti. Sadhana bhakti meaning divine love devotion, known as elementary devotion or progressive devotion, one that we have to practice, that we have to cultivate. And then when we perfect sadhana bhakti, then we qualify ourselves to receive, to experience Siddha Bhakti, which is the ultimate bhakti, or the absolute bhakti. And that is our goal, that divine bhakti. So Sri Krishna is describing how we can reach that bhakti, what we have to do in order to reach that bhakti. Ik rahasya ki baat sakhi suno. जो मोका भगवान मानसो, जो मोका भगवान मानसो, in practicing devotion, Rupa Goswami Ji in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has laid out a few conditions or guidelines, you can call them. And he says, Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. Anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. Rupa Goswami Ji tells us that we should not love Almighty God. If we should not love God or worship God, then what are we supposed to do? This is a natural question that could arise in our minds, of course. But let us try to understand it this way. God has 6 opulences, as has already been described by my pracharak sisters and brothers. Aishwarasya samagrasya dharmasya yashasah shriyah jnana vairagyayoschaiva sharanam bhaga iti rana. God has 6 opulences. Bhaga refers to 6. One who has those. Aishwarasya, infinite splendor. Dharmasya, righteousness. Yasha, eternal fame. Shri, unlimited divine luxury. Gyan, knowledge. Vairagya, detachment. So where there is almightiness, then there cannot be any love. When Sri Krishna revealed his almighty form to Arjun, that infinite form that he revealed to him, Arjun was terrified. Even though Arjun himself had asked to see that almighty form of Sri Krishna, he was struck with amazement and trembled with fear upon seeing that infinite form of Sri Krishna touching the sky, possessing unlimited infinite mouths and eyes. So magnificent was that form of Sri Krishna, that almighty form, that it seemed to have no beginning, no middle, or no end. That's how it was, as perceived by Arjun. So Arjun begged Sri Krishna to assume his form as his friend and not the ruler of the innumerable Brahmans. We see even in the world that a very poor and ugly person would never even think of marrying someone who's very rich and beautiful. Then how can we as souls, limited, negligible, ignorant, how can we expect to establish a relationship with that omnipotent, omniscient, all-knowing, all-powerful God? The one who creates innumerable Brahmans merely by smiling, and the one who destroys innumerable Brahmans merely by holding his breath. How can we expect to establish a loving relationship with such an almighty God? When Supreme God descended on this earth as Narsingh Bhagawan to kill Hiranyakashipu, he appeared in the body of half a man and half a lion. So after he killed Hiranyakashipu, after the task was done, the gods thought of it as a matter of courtesy to express their humble gratitude to God, to Narsingh Bhagawan. But seeing the very angry and fearful form of Narsingh Bhagawan, none of the gods were willing to approach him. Indra, the king of heaven, he was not interested. And the authorities of knowledge, Brihaspati and Saraswati, they did not want to dare. And neither did the creator Brahma. He did not have the courage either. And nor did Bhagavan Shankar, who can destroy the universe by opening his third eye. But they were not to be blamed, because which one of us would have the courage to approach a lion? None of us. Let alone an ordinary lion in the world as enough to scare us out of our wits. Then what to say of Supreme God in the form of a lion, raging his eyes, raging with fear, with anger rather. So, seeing their predicament, Prahlad, who was just a child at that time, he decided to be the leader. So he boldly and fearlessly marched toward Narsingh Bhagawan, smilingly, with all the gods following closely behind him. And as soon as he approached Narsingh Bhagawan, God began to smile, and he took him, put him on his hand, on his one hand, his feet, and with the other hand he held his head and he began to dance out of joy. So all the gods, they heaved a sigh of relief. And then they were not scared anymore, seeing God calm down, pacified. The point I'm trying to make is that it is impossible to love God, Almighty God. However, God can be attained through our love, by loving Him. The same God can be attained through our love. How can we reconcile this? Let us try to understand through an example, a worldly example. Let us say there's a man who is a Supreme Court judge. Now, this man has a lot of authority, a lot of power, and he has so much power that he can, and in fact he does, give out death sentence. So, but his family does not think of him as a powerful personality with status and authority and power. They don't think of him like that. His family thinks of him as a loving and caring man. His mother may be illiterate, but she would never think of her son as being more intelligent than her. And if that mother became scared, thinking about how great he is, then she would actually be afraid of him, and she would not be able to love him. Likewise, his wife thinks of him as a loving husband, and his children think of him as a loving and caring father. So, in the same way, we should not love God or Bhagawan. We should love Shri Krishna. So does this mean that Shri Krishna is not Bhagawan? Is he not God? Yes, he is God. Of course he is God, but he is not God only. He is also God. He is not God only. Our scriptures describe Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Shri Krishna is Supreme God. But Shri Krishna is not God only. Just like that Supreme Court judge, he's not only a judge, he is a loving husband, he is an obedient son, a father, a brother. In the same way, God is a partial manifestation of Shri Krishna, known as Mahavishnu. You see, in this universe, there are so many Brahmans, solar systems, and each Brahman is governed by one Brahma, one Vishnu, and one Shankar. They are the governors of every Brahman. In the same way, there are innumerable Brahmans, so there are innumerable Brahmas and Vishnus and Shankars. And the governor of all of them is Mahavishnu. That is why Brahma said, Yasyaika nishvasita kalamathaavalamya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma said that I am the servitor of Shri Krishna, whose partial manifestation is Mahavishnu. So, in essence, we should understand that we do not want to love God because the fear will be there that, oh, God is so great, He's all powerful and omniscient and omnipotent, and I'm just an ordinary soul. That fear and hesitation and that distance will be created. And that is not desired by us who wish to relish, who wish to experience the supreme ras of bhakti. Ek rahasya ki baat ki suno. Raja Swami Mitra Putra Pati Bhav Panch Vikhyat Sakhi Suno. Bhav Panch Vikhyat Sakhi Suno. Ek rahasya ki baat sakhi suno. Raja, Swami, Mitra, Putra, Pati, Bhav, Panch Vikhyat. Rasik saints have determined 5 relational feelings that we as individual souls can establish with God, with Sri Krishna. And these relational feelings are known as bhavs. So there's 5. We can develop, evolve our bhakti, love for Sri Krishna through these 5 kinds of relational feelings. Shant bhav, dasya bhav, sakhya bhav, vatsalya bhav, and madhurya bhav, in an ascending order of blissful intimacy with God. So Shant bhav is when one loves God with the feeling of, I am the subject and He is my king. More personal than that and more intimate than that is dasya bhav, where the feeling is that God is my master and I am His servant. And even more intimate and close relationship than that is of a friend, sakhya bhav, where the feeling is, or the sentiment is, that I am a friend of God and God is my friend. He is my equal. And beyond that and superior to that is vatsalya bhav, where the feeling is that I am the father or the mother and God is my child. And madhurya bhav, the feeling that God is my everything. He is mine, I am His, He's my beloved. So there's 5 kinds of relational feelings. In madhurya bhav, all the 5 bhavs are incorporated. So where a devotee can think of Sri Krishna as his or her king, or the master, or the friend, child, or beloved. In vatsalya bhav, only 4 bhavs are incorporated. Vatsalya bhav, God is my child, He is my friend, my master, and my king. In sakhya bhav, only 3 bhavs are included. God is my friend, He's my master, and He's my king. In dasya bhav, only 2 bhavs are incorporated. God is my master and my king. In shant bhav, He is my king only. Out of these 5, shant bhav, in shant bhav, where one has a sentiment toward God that I am His subject and He is my king. These are worshippers of Mahavishnu. And eventually, when they perfect their devotion and their bhakti, they attain the divine abode of Mahavishnu, Vaikuntha Dham, Vaikuntha Loka. So, Rasik saints, they do not give special importance to this bhav because there is not any special manifestation of divine love, and it also advocates a distant relationship with God. So they ignore this shant bhav and they emphasize loving God with 4 Dasya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav, and Madhurya Bhav. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit and give you a little glimpse of each and the increasing superiority and the loving blissfulness with God with each bhav. So in Dasya Bhav, that is where divine love starts. Panchatvam tanuretu bhuta nivaha swanshe vishantu sphutam dhataram pranipatyahant shirasa. The servant or the devotee who has worshipped God with that feeling of servitude for his whole life, he wishes to serve God even after his death. So he says that, "O Lord, let the 5 elements of my body be utilized in your service after I die. Let the water element of my body be mixed in the pond where you take your bath. Let the fire element of my body enter the mirror in which you see your reflection. Let the space element of my body merge with the space you walk in. Let the earth element of my body mix with the earth where you place your lotus feet. And let the air element of my body be mixed with the air that is created to fan you." This is the feeling, the bhav, or the love. And with this feeling of servitude, the devotee brings God under his control. However, even in this bhav, there are certain formalities, rules, and regulations. As Bharatji, he described, "Sir bala chalo, uchita asmura, sabte sevak dharma kathora." That the servant should place his head wherever his master places his feet. During the dissension of Bhagwan Ram, during the years of exile, Lakshman, to avoid putting his feet on the footsteps of Bhagwan Sri Ram and Sita ji, he used to walk on their right side or their left side. However, where love takes precedence and prevails, then such formalities of behavior, they diminish. So Goswami Tulsidas ji says, "Prabhu taru tar kapi dar par," that Bhagwan Ram is sitting underneath the tree and the monkeys are sitting on the branches above on the tree. And they're not aware, due to their love, due to being drowned in the love of Bhagwan Ram, they are not aware of the formality. They have forgotten the formality that, oh, he is my master and I should not be sitting above him. Bhagwan Ram, drowned in the loving blissfulness of the servitude of his devotees, he has forgotten that I am the master and that I should scold them. They're sitting above me. He did not. And when he did say something, he said, "Ekaikasyopakarasya pranan dasyami te kape sheshasyehopakaranan bhavam rinino vayam." So Bhagwan Ram said to Hanumanji that after thinking for a very long time, I have come to the conclusion that I can never free myself from your debt. And even if I were to pay you for one of your favors, or even make an effort or try to free myself from one of your debts, I would have to give up my entire life to you. So, and even then, there will be so many countless favors, seva, services that you have done to me. I would still remain indebted to you. So this is the greatness of Dasya Bhav. More personal and superior than that is Sakhya Bhav. There is even more closeness. The illiterate friends of Sri Krishna, the Gwalbals, the cowherd boys, as illiterate as they were, but when they used to call Sri Krishna not Krishna, the way we do, they used to call him Kanwa. And when Sri Krishna used to hear that, Kanwa, he used to become absorbed in their love. It would make him unhappy to see them unhappy or annoyed. And he would snatch morsels of half-eaten food from their mouth and he would eat them. These Gwalbals, they never ever thought, even in their dreams, that Sri Krishna was God. And upon being defeated in their childhood plays, games, they would make Sri Krishna become a horse and they would climb over his shoulders and ride on his back. If these Gwalbals had the slightest inkling that Sri Krishna was God, then the sweetness of their love for him would have diminished. When Sri Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, the Gwalbals were overheard saying to one another, "Oh, Sri Dama, you see, we're like using all our might and all our strength and holding this hill with the sticks. And look at Krishna. He's just like using his little finger of his hand. That's all he's doing." So when Sri Krishna heard this, he became so ecstatic and happy in their love. And whenever there was a dispute or some kind of disagreement between them and Sri Krishna, then the Gwalbals could not think of a better way to take revenge than saying, "Do Baba do Maiya, aisa kaun kanhaiya. Do Baba do Maiya, aisa kaun kanhaiya." Oh, who has two mothers and two fathers? Oh, Kanhaiya. They used to do this to him. This was all because of their deep, intimate love for Sri Krishna, where there was no formality whatsoever. But superior to that is, and more intimate, is Vatsalya Bhav. Mother Yashoda used to tie Sri Krishna to the mortar, and holding a stick in her hand, she would be getting ready to spank him, and he would tremble with fear, crying, begging and pleading, "Mother, please spare me. I will not eat soil again." Once, Mother Yashoda, she bathed Sri Krishna and dressed him and decorated him and put a black dot on his forehead to ward off any harm caused by the jealous eyes of people. So after she dressed him, and then she sent him out to play. So he crawled on all fours and he went out, and there he saw the gopis standing with their pots of curd and butter. And when they saw Sri Krishna, they became so overwhelmed that instead of calling out butter for sale, curd for sale, they started calling out Shyam Sundar for sale, Madhav for sale, Damodar for sale. These are all names of Sri Krishna. So the gopis' love reached such a level of intensity that soon they were lost in a trance. The pots that they were holding of butter and curd fell down on the ground, and the butter and the curd mixed with the earth, and soon there was mud all over. So Sri Krishna thought, perfect opportunity to roll in the mud. So without wasting a single moment, he began to cover himself from top to toe and rolling and enjoying in the mud. So Mother Yashoda, she came out and to check on him, and she saw that he was covered with mud. So she became very angry, and she said, I just spent all the time bathing you and dressing you, and look what you've done to yourself. Pankabhishikta sakala vayavam vilokya damodaram vadati kopavashadya shodhatvam shukarosi gatajanmani putanare rityukti sasmita mukho vatuno murari. Sukti. So Mother Yashoda said that it appears like you must have been a pig in your past life. And that is why you just love to roll in the mud. So Sri Krishna, he did not laugh in front of Maya. He turned away from her and he smiled and he said, yes, Maya, you're right. I came as a divine boar in my past life. So this is the sweetness of Vatsalya Bhav. And beyond that, surpassing the blissfulness of all the other relational feelings with Sri Krishna is Madhurya Bhav, the epitome of perfect and absolute intimacy with Sri Krishna. In this bhav, the devotee receives full rights with the most intimate relations with Sri Krishna. In this bhav, Sri Krishna becomes our beloved, as it is described in the Padma Purana. Govinda eva purusho brahmadhyaha striya eva hi. That we as individual souls, all of us, regardless of our physical gender, all of us are females. And there's only one Purush, Sri Krishna. There's a story in this regard. Jiva Goswamiji, he was a descended divine personality from Divya Vrindavan, divine Vrindavan. So he used to live the ideal life of a devotee who had renounced the world and who was single-mindedly living for the realization of Krishna love. So he had a rule. He made a rule that he would never meet any woman, young or old. So Mirabai had heard about Jiva Goswamiji's greatness and his superiority. So she went to see him. So one of his disciples told her that Jiva Goswami does not meet any woman. So Mirabai said, there's only one Purush. There's only one Purush in Vrindavan, and that is Sri Krishna. Where did this other Purush come from? So there's only one Purush, Sri Krishna, and he's the beloved of every soul in this world. The love of the gopis is well known in the world. Remaining under the control of the love, the selfless love of the gopis, Sri Krishna forgets his identity as the majestic, supreme God. He forgets, remaining under the control of their love. He used to go from house to house to receive their loving taunts. He used to love that. Yes, and so great was the love of the gopis that even Brahma and Shankar and other great Paramahans, they desired their foot dust. And so they asked for a boon. Tadastu me nath sabhuri bhage bhavetra vanyatra tu vatirasyam yena hame kopi bhavajananam bhutva nisheve tava pada pallavam. I would consider it my greatest fortune if I could take birth in Braj Dham as a creeper or a plant or a tree, so that I could receive the foot dust of the gopis. Such was the greatness of the love of the gopis. So Madhurya Bhav is the most superior, as it is said in America, ultra superior. There's nothing beyond that. Ek rahasya ki baat sakhi suno. Jin bhavan so priti karat jo. Jorat suinat sakhi suno. Jorat suinat sakhi suno. Ek rahasya ki baat sakhi suno. You know what? Time is up, but I need a few more minutes, if that's okay. Thank you. It's hard to finish a Vyakhya in 1 hour. जिन भावन सो प्रीति करत जो हाँ जोरत सोई नात. Shri Krishna has described in the Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tathaiva bhajamyaham. So in this line, whatever form of dedication my devotee has, accordingly I relate myself. This is God's promise. It is an indisputable, unchanging, divine law of God, that I reciprocate the love of the devotee to the same degree, in the same or in the exact sentiment. So with whatever bhav that we wish to worship Shri Krishna, then he will also give us the ras, the blissfulness of that relational feeling that we wish to establish with him. Jagadguru Shri Kripalu ji Maharaj, Shri Maharaj ji has advised us to strive for Madhurya Bhav because it incorporates all the other bhavs in it, and we have the freedom and the liberty to love and to establish whatever relationship we wish with Shri Krishna. So Madhurya Bhav should be our goal, our aim. Atini rasa Aishwarya Sakhi Mama. Rasikan nahi suhat sukhi suno. Rasikan nahi suhat Rasikan nahi suhat sakhi suno. Rasikan nahi suhat रहस्य की बात सखी सुनो. Ati niras aishwarya sakhi mama rasikan nahi suhat. If a rasik saint who has experienced, tasted the madhurima, the sweetness, the nectar of divine love, devotion to Shri Krishna, starts reading the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, which depicts and describes the divine leelas of Shri Krishna, where he killed demons, Aghasur, Bakasur, Vatsasur, Kakasur, As Shri Maharaj used to say, Khopda Sur. So he would not find them very interesting. He, meaning God, who creates innumerable Brahmans merely by smiling and destroys them simply by raising his eyebrows. What is so great and marvelous about him killing a few demons? The Rasik saint would rather read about Mother Yashoda tying Sri Krishna to the mortar and threatening him with a stick, and Sri Krishna crying and trembling and saying, "No, I didn't eat. I did not eat the soil." Once, Sri Krishna was caught by Mother Yashoda with his hands in a butter pot. So, now that he was seen by Mother, he was caught red-handed, what excuse would he give to Mother for what she has seen him doing? Yet when someone is caught stealing, then they are forced to come up with the quick excuse. Now, who could come up with a quick, not only a quick excuse, but a really great excuse? Than Sri Krishna himself. So what does he tell Mother? He says to Mother that, you know very well, Mom. I mean, Mother. That I am wearing bracelets made of Padma Ragmani. It's a precious stone that has a tendency to become very hot in the sunshine. So he said that, I'm wearing these bracelets and, my wrists just became so terribly hot that I just couldn't bear the heat anymore. So then I had to put my hands in the pot of butter to cool them. So he came up with such an elaborate lie because he was afraid of Mother Yashoda scolding him. So these leelas, these pastimes of Sri Krishna have so much ras and so much bliss in them that a Rasik saint would only wish to absorb and drown his mind in the loving leelas. So the Aishwarya, the almightiness of God, does not bear that importance or that greatness, because the ras, the bliss, is only revealed through those divine pastimes and those leelas of Sri Krishna. Tu Kripalu Pyari Priyatama Ki Priyatam Shamalagat Sakhi Sunu. Priyatama सखी सुनो एक रहस्य की बात सखी सुनो एक रहस्य की बात सखी सुनो So Shri Krishna says to this gopi, you should remember only this much, that you are the sweetheart of your divine beloved Shyam Sundar, and he loves you very much, very dearly. The message that we should draw from this, we should draw inspiration from this as aspiring devotees. How incredibly fortunate we are to have received such amazing divine knowledge with the grace of Jagadguru Sri Kripalu ji Maharaj. We are ignorant, insignificant, negligible souls. And yet, if we can simply embrace wholeheartedly these teachings that are imbued within these beautiful lines of this divine Pad Kirtan, then we can elevate ourselves to such a height where Shri Krishna, Supreme God Shri Krishna, would make us eternally wealthy forever. Eternally wealthy. How blessed we are if we can resolve and earnestly embrace and absorb these teachings, cultivate them, foster devotion in our life by simply loving Him with a simple, humble, innocent, childlike heart, as Jagadguru Sri Kripalu ji Maharaj has revealed in many of his kirtans. But in the one kirtan that I can remember now, the very essence, the quintessence of devotion, shedding tears of love and longing. Pukaro roke Govind Radhe Bhajat ai hai gal bahiya de. So all we have to do is remember them with love, with tears of love and longing and yearning. And we can qualify ourselves to taste the nectar and the sweetness of that absolute bhakti, the divine bhakti that Sri Krishna is longingly waiting to bestow upon us. Bole Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj ki, Shri SHRI Radha Rani ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.